What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Strung Out, and we're going back to the compilation, Volume 1, and the album Another Day in Paradise from 1994. Once again, shout out to Polly. And so it's interesting, the last track was Away, single word title, and this track is Alone, single word title, and also suggesting a certain amount of separation or isolation. So yeah, it feels like it's a very natural follow-up or sort of continuation of at least the concept of the last track. Again, I have re-listened to a number of these tracks since doing the reactions, but I'll admit, it's not the easiest vocal sort of style to pick up on the lyrics, so it is taking me a little bit to ingrain the lyrics. As I mentioned, if it gets to the point where I've heard a tune like 10 times and I'm still struggling to get the lines, I will just go and look and read the proper lyric sheet, but always I try to engage with music on its own terms initially, and then again, if over time I still can't get something, I will check. But despite my struggles to pick up each and all the lines very clearly, it does feel like a very natural and progression in terms of the follow-up of going from Away to Alone. So yeah, it makes me think about isolation, and that could of course be in a more literal sense where you're just, you're not engaging in a lot of social activity with other people, maybe because you have a lot of storms going on in your head and you don't feel comfortable going out or whatever. Or it could be you feel like you're the only one who feels a certain way or who has a certain set of ideas, and everyone around you does not share in that view or that sympathy, and so you feel very isolated despite being around a lot of people. So it could go a few different ways, but let's find out. This is Strung Out. The tune is Alone, and it's from the 1994 album Another Day in Paradise. I'm actually hearing the lyrics better in this one. They do those kind of moments so well. Yeah, that was awesome. And it's funny, I was saying I'm not picking up the lyrics all that well on this first journey. That one I actually got, I think, more than any of the others so far on a first listen. And again, talking about being in pain, talking about no one wants to know you, just that feeling of isolation. And again, it felt somewhat, at least in relation to worldview or the way that someone is, and other people around see that as very weird or unpleasant or whatever, so they don't engage, and that makes someone feel very alone despite being around a lot of people. But it does seem at first it was you're feeling so alone, and then it was also I'm so. It felt perhaps the idea that despite the fact that you're around all these other people, there might be many people sort of feeling isolated and they're not among cohorts or people who share their understanding, but they're actually in close proximity, but they're all kind of fighting their own battle in that way. So, not sure, but really cool tune. And again, their musical precision. I love their sort of stop-start moments, the sort of like dead pauses they do. It's really fantastic. So, another really cool track. I don't remember exactly how many are left. We're on Another Day in Paradise. I did mention we will be eventually going to. Okay, so there's 3 more tracks on Another Day in Paradise, and then I'm in sort of 2 minds. Polly, let me know, or anyone else who's following these Strung Out reactions, should I go back to the skinny years after that, which technically will be jumping back in time, or should we go ahead to Suburban Teenage Wasteland Blues, which is the next album forward in time? So let me know if you have a strong opinion one way or the other. And yeah, ultimately we'll be back next time for Unclean, which is interesting. Away, alone, unclean. I'm picking up on some sort of sentiments about sort of feeling jaded, isolated, like disconnected from the world, other people, etc. So, which I don't know, like suddenly the phrase strung out is already like feeling like it might take on more specific connotations than I was thinking about. We know it's like a lot of bands, it's like, it's just a band name. Like I remember learning that NoFX, Mike was like, it was like based on this other band that we knew about. We just picked it because it sounded cool. But sometimes I wonder if there isn't more to it. So, in any case, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.